give myself a tattoo with one of those once.
A tattoo?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Being in middle school is great experience.
I had a friend in high school. He used to give tattoos to kids.
When I
Yeah,
was 5 years old.
the first real relationship I was in, she does that now. She's also married to a guy that's over twice her age. I have at least one kid that I'm aware of, maybe two.
Maybe 10.
Could be 11.
could be any number. Well, I guess not any number, because obviously there are time restrictions. But still, they could
have adopted.
That's true, actually. They could have adopted. They could have many children. Although, at what point would the adoption service say, that? Come on, that's too many.
Pretty quickly, actually.
Seems like it's going fine with 18. Why not give them another?
It's funny, but adopting a kid is actually pretty difficult.
It's just 6%.
Yeah, it
more.
is.
Oh. Big deal.
There's lots of children up for adoption, but it's funny that you can go out and make a baby anytime you want, but adopting a kid is actually pretty difficult.
I understand that kind of why they
you don't want to just give the kid to anybody, right? But
yeah.
On the other hand, they do have what do they call them? Like foster homes, like temporary homes that are absolute shit. They're like children farms instead of puppy farms. They're children.
Yeah, they're
terrible.
There's some people that live very close to me that just, I don't know, kids in and out all the time. What are you doing? What?
Nothing.
Okay.
What? Could you not hear me?
No, I did.
No, he was telling someone that they had to be quiet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me to be quiet or that you couldn't hear me or something. I was confused. Oh, well.
Well,
is it too warm?
That's not Guild Wars 2.
No. Very few things are, though, if you consider it in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I think maybe we learned some of that from the finals, too.
Yeah? Well, you mean...
So the finals just happened.
Yeah, I would wave my EU flag, but seeing as I'm from the UK, that would be a little awkward.
Yeah,
what could I say, guys? Come on. Hurix, come on, dude. How can you possibly say that NA was gonna win?
Did it come close, though, in the end?
No.
In fairness, Astral...
No.
They did put up a pretty good fight.
Listen, Astral Authority, I love you guys. I really love you. I really do. I've been a big fan of a number of the guys for a long time, but they tried to go in there with sort of a weird comp. Unfortunately, Guild Wars 2 does not allow you to have a weird comp and really win. The game just does not have enough build variety in order for that to exist in the metas that are out there. It's unfortunate. It really is. There's a comp that really works really well, and if the other team is playing that comp, and the other team is playing really well, which Vermilion was, you're going to have a really tough time beating the meta comps in Guild Wars 2 by playing something else. And they tried to play something else, and then they quickly adjusted after game 1, which was really bad. And it got a little bit better, but not really. It was rough. It was brutal. Oh, wow. And the best, honestly, the best matches of the day was Denial versus 55.
Yeah. I think Vermilion did nearly get some work done versus Denial, though. Of course, in the final. But it just seems it's just every team that goes up against Denial with TCG, that name's way better. I'm sorry, guys. They're going up. They were just immediately tilted from the first game, and it took them 2 games to rally and then start playing correctly in the 3rd game. Okay, and by that point, it's too late. Coming back from two match deficit is very difficult. But they were just they were just kind of Denial were just immediately ready. Just go. They just go and just start just destroying people. Just from the first game every time.
But I think Team PZ did not so badly against Vermilion too, right? They beat them 1 round and were very close in the other rounds.
Think you can take me 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
I'll give you another round.
Yeah.
It was okay. Yeah. Vermilion was playing very well. They played very well.
Not well enough though.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
well enough.
Not well enough. You know, it's interesting when you watch those things. You can definitely see, like some of them are certainly more experienced in a live environment than others, and that does play a significant factor.
Yeah.
That some of them are just not quite used to. And you know, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but Denial is a well-formed team who knows how to play together very well. And some of the others have a little bit a ways to go, you know.
Denial's basically the all-stars of the EU scene, right? It's like they were Orange Logo and TCG for a while. They were split up, and then they came back together with the best of the best, and it worked pretty well.
55 is a very strong team, but anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that was basically the final, right? The Denial versus Rank 55 was, you know, people considered that to be basically the final anyway, right? It's just because they would assume whoever won that would win the whole thing, right? That was the assumption going through, and all the caster predictions were all, I think, all either Denial or Rank 55 as the world champion of Guild Wars 2.
So do you think for NA to get better, do you think it is, for example, with Astral Authority, do you think they just came in with the wrong strat entirely, and they're good players, but they just didn't have the strat for it, the way to play, the good rotations, the good comp?
I mean, I think it's really simplistic to just sit here and say, yeah, it's their comp. I think it's a little more than perhaps just that, but you know, playing to their strengths a little more right off the bat probably would have been a bit wiser. They tried some different things. They tried to make some different things work, and it just unfortunately it didn't really work.
Is there
so then they tried to make a quick switch, and that did help. It did help them some, but just not enough.
I'm probably asking the wrong people, but is there any weak links on the teams?
Yeah,
from
Helseth.
NA?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Called out. Boys.
I don't know all the players well enough, and I certainly don't know. You know, they're all better than me. So who the hell am I to say?
Yeah, because I'm just wondering if
not weak link.
if they could make like a joined team of all the best players of NA to try to take on the EU teams, but probably not, huh?
No, because that's going to get down to like personal drama and
But this is the great thing about well, actually, this is probably one of Denial's greatest strengths is they all actually like each other and don't hate each other, and that
really even with Helseth on the team.
Well, I don't know why I have to explain this because apparently half the internet doesn't get this shit. No, not that. He is a role player, guys. He's role playing a character. And obviously, when he'll be with his team, there'll be a less of a caricature, shall we say? Although actually, he didn't really come up with any new lines. He kind of just repeated what he said before, but it was actually pretty funny anyway. Just the BM, but people were really upset. Why were people so upset with Helseth just kind of disrespecting everyone and saying it was easy and it was free wins?
Who was upset?
But people in Reddit and shit. Why are they upset?
What is that? Anything
It's
new?
Reddit.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, it's current year. Everyone knows what Helseth does,
Apparently
and it's
not.
very entertaining. Actually,
It's very good. It's very good.
It was good stuff.
What I really liked was he started to give a serious answer, then he was like,
No,
nah, it's just easy.
yeah, easy.
But
Bring us a challenge
messed up
next
a little
year.
bit there in one of his pre-planned rags. It was he said, what was it? Never Lucky came in here. And
he
said,
forgot that.
Actually, what was?
He forgot.
Sorry, what's their name again?
Yeah.
After saying their name.
No, that was, I think, on purpose. I don't think that was a mistake.
Yeah,
it was like
I
a
would say so.
Fousey tube.
Wow,
Fucking food.
that bad.
Anyway, they just need to buy more than one dubstep song, so they don't have to listen to the same dubstep song all day long on every single break, over and over.
Music. Maybe.
I mean, you have Guild Wars 2, right? Guild Wars 2 has a great
over
soundtrack.
again.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
My God.
Guild Wars 2 soundtrack, god damn it.
Yeah,
I wanted to hang myself by the end of the day listening to like 12 hours of the same dubstep song.
I mean, you know, maybe you're throwing 200k at it minimum. You might as well maybe get some custom music composed for it as well, right? I mean, you might as well just go all in instead of just. I don't even know where they got the dubstep from, but
I don't know.
It was pretty unpopular. I think the Twitch chat was not very happy.
It was just too much, and then unfortunately, they had the technical difficulties, so it was like break. Lots of talking, and then another break, and then another break. So it was like dubstep, and it was like, oh my god, enough
on
the same song. I can't do it anymore.
Songs. Put on the Raid Boss songs from SoundCloud for Guild Wars 2.
Something.
All right, they're good. Whoa,
Fuck.
What? Probo, cut that out.
Why?
Would that really make sense though for PvP?
For
Raid
PvP,
bosses.
no. Then there'd be another Reddit thread saying,
Yeah.
why is PvE invading my PvP? Raid is destroying Guild Wars 2.
200,000 prizes, but not enough to get PvP its own soundtrack. Feels bad, man. Nice esports.
And then the other thing is the visual noise, which has always been a thing, continues to be a thing. I literally just watch the health bars and the mini map to watch the game because
Do the streamer I mean, I guess
it's brutal. It's tough.
The shoutcasters don't reduce the noise at all. They don't. They have to keep it.
I don't think they
It doesn't
can't.
matter.
Yeah, they
It
can't.
doesn't matter.
You can't just get rid of it all.
No, but there's a slider. You can get rid of a lot of.
Even when the slider is 0, there's still too much. Like Teapot was saying before the stream, I said there's a lot of group fights, obviously, in the pro games, right? Which makes sense. When you get more than 2 players together, when you get, like Teapot was saying, 3+ people, you cannot. It's just noise everywhere, all over your screen. It's bad. It's bad to watch. And I can't imagine people who don't know Guild Wars 2 that well coming in to try and watch and enjoy the game, trying to figure out what in the hell is going on with all that noise on the screen.
Yeah, that.
And it's not a new thing. This is not like a new complaint or whatever. This has been a complaint since forever. But
and again, it's very hard to discern kind of high impact skills. I mean, it seems like we always talk about this. It's very difficult to tell when you have a high impact skill going on, right? If you're a new player, if you see a mower, you think, oh shit, this guy got turned into a chicken. So that's a great ability, right? Because if you see the mower, you go, oh my god, this guy's a chicken. This is obviously an important thing. The opponent cannot properly fight while being a mower. But then you have, oh my god, look at these sick boon corrupts by the necromancers as well. You can't really see that.
Actually, there was I have a great talking about the mower. Perfect example. So Denial is I believe they're fighting rank 55, and Denial rushes for the Lord right away, and Jebro, who's in chat, or the other guy is like, but Hellset still has his mower ready. He's gonna use his mower any second. He's like, there goes the mower. You can't see the fucking mower anywhere. It's just a mess of whatever is on the screen. I couldn't see the mower. Like, hats off to Jebro and the other casters out there, Hurex and Storm and whatever. I think that's the same person, but I can't tell. I can't tell what the hell's going on. It's like, oh, the mower just went off. Oh my god, he interrupted the heal skill. It's crazy. And it sounds fantastic, but I can't see it. I can't see what the hell is happening. And it's a shame because I go into these things like, oh, I'm not going to watch because I don't want to get sucked into it. And then I watch all day. I watch all freaking day. And I actually do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't. I actually like a number of the personalities, but it's tough to watch. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Jebro. I think Jebro's a really good guy. I enjoyed talking to him and just BSing and stuff, and I think he did a pretty good job. It was fun watching him cast. But, I mean, I kind of knew what to look for a little bit and knew what people were doing to a degree. And I really enjoyed watching, Toker play Thief because I've been doing that recently, but...
Yeah.
Tried.
I don't know.
Yeah, what happened to the Thieves, though, Brazil? What happened to Thieves? Yeah.
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 Rip Thief.
So I don't know. It's tough.
Oh,
But congrats to Denial for winning
well done.
back to back.
I have a question about these actually. Venom Share, the new thing that just it shares the venoms. There's no trade for it anymore. Is the radius like ridiculously smaller now?
It's reduced by 1/3 from 360 to 240. A little bit unfortunate.
Okay. Yeah,
I
it
think-
feels
I think that's correct.
way too small. It feels way too small.
Basically, what they did is they just deleted Venom Share as a build so they could buff Power Thief with Basilisk Venom. I mean,
But why would they do that?
because Venom Share's bad, I guess, which is really disappointing.
Mm.
Yeah.
I liked Venom Share.
I like Venom Shed too. I think they've just given up. They just gave up on us. Oh yeah, fuck it, let's go.
It's fine.
It's just demolish it. Let's just hope people forget about it.
Everything is fine.
It would be okay if they just put it back to the same radius as before, right?
I mean,
Why
I
wouldn't they?
don't know why
don't know.
I don't know why they reduced the radius. Really, I mean, was that really
Yeah.
that overpowered?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Anyway, yeah, I'm a little upset about that because that kind of like, ruins a lot of stuff.
Delete Thief Rev Overlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
That's-
true.
Isn't that what ArenaNet want to do though? Pretty much.
Mm.
Just remove Thief.
Just give Revenant stealth, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
well, I
what
mean,
are
if
the-
you,
what's-
if you yeah.
what's
go
the
ahead,
radius
Chris.
of boons for the Herald?
Huge,
Yeah.
like half the map.
So
Have the map.
I guess they want to, make people use. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, Jebro's right. It's a kill meta. Thieves just they go to +1 and just die instantly, dead.
No. Well, who dies instantly? The other person or the thief?
The thief, and well, the thief. If the thief gets caught, it's dead
Not necessarily. That depends.
most of the time. Although
Thief is pretty slippery though.
Yeah.
I was watching Necros die all day yesterday, which was pretty amusing.
Well, you have to just focus the necro and kill it because it's very
Yeah.
dangerous.
I think
And
it's,
so.
the Necro thing is really comical. Actually, it shows just how irritating the reviving is in the game, though, don't you think?
Yeah, they need to bring back the down penalty in PvP.
Because it's just
stupid.
both basically. Well, the teams both have a Necromancer a lot of the time, and they just bounce up and down for the whole fight. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm not saying that's really a bad thing. It just entertains me.
Whoever can capitalize on those Necro kills, big swing.
Yeah. Well, it's because it just brings so much to a big team fight, The AoE epic AoE damage and the boon corrupts. Boon corruption boon corruption is good stuff, guys. Especially with all the stability and stuff flying around. You don't want your enemy to have stability, especially seeing as stability corrupts to fear, which then, chills, and then, does good stuff as well. Ellie is the big thing in Necro. Yeah, everyone was saying Ellie is dead, but that's because they're scrubs, That's because they're scrubs, alright?
Is Necro Warrior a good combo to go around in? Like,
Well,
just the Necro.
I think you'd play Necro NG.
yeah,
Necro engine.
because you need professions to support the Necro.
Right.
To make sure
Engineer, if you focus them, they will never die because they have so many stupid traits because
They're
they
annoying.
get the 25% health, Elixir S, and then their heal skill also resets. So they just healing turret, back up, cleanse everything, run around, cleanse with Elixir gun, jump around some more. They have regen, they have protection injection. If you stun them, they have all kinds of just dumb stuff. So like, when I've been playing, I just don't even fight engineers anymore. Like playing thief and solo queue, I don't really fight anything. Like I'll help with a team fight and help clean up kills, stay on short bow, and if somebody goes down, I'll put choking gas and just cluster bomb spam and cleave out the people rezzing. And you can do stuff like that, and if there's a target, You can just like fly onto them and steal and backstab and just bring it down with dagger really quickly. But if the team is just guardians and engineers, like solo queue mostly is, I mean, good luck on capitalizing on killing them
Yeah.
because they're just gonna get insta-rezzed permanently forever. So I don't know. It's just, and then let's talk about the most ridiculous trait in the entire game that you would never even know about unless you played PvP, and that's the Revenant taunt whenever it gets disabled, because it's like 9 seconds long. Like, I was practicing 1v1s with a friend against a Revenant, and I was doing slippery thief tricks. Like, I would black powder shadow step to try and confuse where I was, and the shot from the black powder hit the Revenant whenever I shadow stepped into it, and I just got taunted across the room over to him. And it's just like, okay, just kill me. Whatever. Like, I'm not even gonna try.
Is that the eye for an eye? That's what it's called.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But just stupid passive traits that just, like it just makes the game unfun. It's like, alright, I'm gonna kill this person. Okay, there's their glint shield passive. They just get it for free. Okay, now they're gonna switch and they're gonna use their glint heal skill. I'm not gonna attack them because I know what that means. Everyone else is just gonna keep nailing them with stuff. Because look, they're almost dead. Oh, now they're at full health again. Like, there's just so much dumb mechanics that just make PvP unfun, honestly. And
You want to talk about passive funness? About smoke scale.
yep,
That's a lot
smoke
of
scale.
That's a lot of passive funness. That the ranger literally has to do nothing. That's a lot of fun. Thanks, smoke scale.
I was fighting a necromancer across the map. They were at mid on forest, and I was like at the little gate between. I don't even remember. I don't, not hinge, the other one, between that and mid, fighting the necro, winning a 1v1, keeping him off the point. And suddenly, here comes the smoke scale through the gate. It jumps and knocks me down. And then there's a smoke field, and it's just flying around, and then I die. And it's just like, okay, the Rangers, somewhere over there, but they clicked on my model. They hit auto attack once, and there goes the pet.
Smoke scale with druid
All right,
pet.
that's cool.
Smoke scale with druid pet.
Yeah, it basically is.
Oh boy.
Well, you have to bear in mind that the solo, basically the ladder ranked, is kind of really, really cancerous right now because there are just so many dragon hunters and druids just everywhere, just making things unfun. And it's not. I wasn't thinking, oh shit, look what's gonna happen, guys. Everyone's gonna be running dragon hunters in Pro League. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, but it is good to see that the actual high end play is not just this Ebola fiesta. I mean, obviously when you get to a higher level, there's you get some actual good play instead of watching people just stand on top of each other and resurrect each other for 15 minutes. Because that's basically what happens in my solo queue games, guys. There are about 5 dragon hunters in the match, and then they'll just be reviving each other for the whole game, and that's when I quit Guild Wars 2 at this point.
You get the perfect combo of 2 Revenants, 2 Dragon Hunters, and a Druid. And it's just impossible to win against it, like, most of the time. Like, I'm in a position where I actually enjoy Thief a whole lot, and I want to get better at it. I don't really even care how much I progress through the tiers and ranks and whatever. I just want to get better at Thief. And when every single 1v1 is like okay, there's no possible way I win this 1v1 unless the other person is just trash, or I like catch them and fight them for 3 minutes and waste all of their cooldowns. It's just like, alright, I mean, I guess I'll like +1 a team fight or a 1v1 somewhere and just decap points. And that's all you can like do. And I don't know, just it's just silly. Like,
Do you think it would be better for thieves to be building a little more tanky in PvP, because then they could be very survivable roamers and just get across the map ridiculously fast?
I don't think you would kill anything.
Probably not. But if you're running like some Venoms, you could definitely.
I don't. You shouldn't run Venoms.
But Thief is you just don't you
Probably
kind
not.
of you instantly spike people and just don't get hit. That's
Yeah, like if there's a 1v1 happening and like the person that's on the other team being fought is at 60% health, I mean I can fly on them and kill them. Like you combo Black Powder with Heartseeker to stealth, and in the middle of the combo, you steal to them. It hits them, then you backstab them, and then you can just Heartseeker them like once, and then they're dead. And you Black Powder on top of the body and run away. And like, I mean, you can just do that forever. Like in a team fight, it's trickier because you have to be really aware, it seems, of like, your positioning and stuff. And like for a really long time, I had a point of just like stealing into the middle of the point because I saw a dragon hunter that was low and just immediately just exploding to hell because there were traps and marks all over the place and I was just dead. So I learned about that being a thing. So.
Not only are there traps all over the place, but then he lays new traps down after you trigger those traps.
Yeah, they just put them down, wait for the cooldown to be
the cooldown is too low. Yeah.
And then,
But is it though? Because there is
Yes.
a really important distinction that you have.
Yes.
There is a massively important distinction you have to make there. The PvP design team, they care about normal Guild Wars 2 only kind of. Okay.
Yeah,
because what they actually care about is that the game, how the game is balanced at a competitive level. And Guardian wasn't really a problem in Pro League, was it?
No.
The traps were not a problem. It didn't really help. So, what's the conclusion you draw from that? Well, I mean, there are kind of two. Either the people who use Guardians were trash, or Guardian isn't a problem. And at that level, Guardian does seem... it was not a problem. I think that's probably the most likely solution. So they can't just make it worse and nerf it at a lower level, because that will just make it even more useless at a higher level. Although, maybe the sick Guardian build hasn't been discovered yet, and we're about to see the sick new meta. Who knows, That's what it's all about, It's about comps trying to counter each other and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dragon Hunter problem is when 3 or 4 get on a team in solo queue. Yeah, I mean, that's true.
If you could just avoid the traps, because you're smart enough to avoid the traps, you're not in that big of a trouble,
Yeah, and Rue is right. You can't have 3 Guardians on a team to bounce Aegis on each other. So that doesn't work. Where it does work in the regular environment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously no class stacking. Pretty good.
Which is it's smart. It's smart for the tournament stuff.
It is smart.
Absolutely.
But obviously that's not something that you can implement in ranked, obviously.
No, but how funny would that be if you could?
It is something you could implement in ranked.
I mean, you could, but then you would just never get games.
You could do the League of Legends system where you just go down the list and pick, and you can only have one of each champion per game. But that doesn't really work in Guild Wars 2 because there are 9 professions and there are 10 people. So, and that would just be a disaster because then you would just have people, like playing stuff they don't know how to play. You'd get people rage quitting.
Yeah. It would
mid or AFK.
Yeah, exactly. It would be Necro or AFK, Revenant or AFK, and then they'd actually go AFK because people in this game why are people in Guild Wars 2, guys? Right, Twitch chat, help me out here. Why are people in this game so willing to go AFK? Because I have been in... maybe it's just this season. I haven't noticed it as much in the previous seasons. I have noticed a massive amount of people who just... They'll do the first team fight and then just go AFK and leave. And this is...
Because they've decided that the match is over 5 seconds into the game. They give up too easily.
Is there no real penalty to getting reported for being AFK in a match?
I guess not. I mean, you get
really.
Dishonor. No, you won't even get Dishonor if you go AFK, will you? So there's actually no penalty for going AFK. And
you need a dubstep break right down on TeaTime. Put it up, TeaPot.
Yeah, and you probably... yeah, okay, I'll go and find... Links them in chat. Yeah. Yeah, so there's no penalty for doing it, and I guess reporting it may or may not happen. I don't know.
Mm. And maybe, I mean, maybe it goes back to the core of Guild Wars 2 because there's no subscription. So in this model, wasting time doesn't lose you money.
It
That's
happens
true.
in every game. It happens in every game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It happens in WoW all the time.
But it just seems like there's just an infestation of AFK this season. Have I just not been paying attention? I've just been blocking it out from the previous seasons.
I think this season's a little bit worse, but I think I would love to see the metrics on this, but I think there's less people playing this season.
Or maybe that's because you blocked so many people. You can't play against them. Yeah.
Believe it or not, I don't actually block. I should block more,
Yeah,
but I don't.
I don't block people either because I just whatever. I'd rather respond to people who are being angry to me because that's the best part of any game.
You know what my response is? Easy.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
boy.
I just give them the good old teapot response.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Thanks for free
And-
pips. That's
and
what
then
I
they,
like to say.
then they respond with, "What does that even mean?" And
Yeah,
then
if
they
you
say,
lose
"Easy."
to them, you get killed over and over again. Easy. Yeah, I haven't actually played this season either. I think it's because I don't have a build I want to use for it. Yeah, like my Mesmer got killed. I haven't really tried my.
You can just play
NG.
NG. NG is basically the same as Resma. It's fine.
Yeah, no, my NG was really great, but then they nerfed what's it called, Healing Gyro and Bulwark Gyro, and that's two of my skills, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I fought a really annoying Engie this morning. Oh my god, he was hard to kill.
Oh,
Okay.
what have I done? Oh, I know how to
I mean,
fix it.
NG is
Never mind. It's good.
a competent NG is difficult to kill. That's kind of the point. I mean, yeah, boots you can take Elixir R. Boom.
That's true. I could do
That
but then
Elixir R is
always
it's
Rekt
really good in Mystic builds, guys.
the
You
trade
just-
always prepared is gone. So
Just toss it down and you can just revive people with it. It's beautiful, beautiful boots.
all right, I'll
You
do
can
it.
revive yourself, and that's why you take on Elementalist. Take the revive glyph because if you're in fire and you cast the revive glyph, when you die, you just insta res. They've added that to the next map. In fact,
And why would you ever not be in fire as an elementalist?
exactly fire auto, putting land lava fonts. Just pretend your enemies are actually NPCs. Just PvE them to death.
Mm-hmm.
Engie is still top tier carry class. Well, it's good that they're used in PvP because they're not in PvE.
Feels bad.
But they do good DPS in PvE actually.
They
get,
have their
like,
moment.
30
They have like what? They're good on Zera.
I think both Power and Condi are both like 30 something right now, which is not terrible.
It's terrible.
It's terrible if you it's not worth unless you're gonna do kind of less try hard strats. Otherwise, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a lot of fights, you're just better off with thieves or guardians. I know, like on basically things on with small hitboxes.
Mm-hmm.
Power Engie is fine in PvE. Good stuff.
How come everyone on Dev Pro is playing Dark Magician and Unranked? Probably because it's busted, just like Blue Eyes is. I mean, it's really interesting to see that Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, like 20 years later. Well, I guess the card game hasn't really been a thing for that long, but yeah, it's a good deck.
Yeah. I don't know. I think PvE is quite healthy right now. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't know. PvP, how's PvP doing? Class diversity, it's alright.
Yeah.
I guess you can't expect to see every profession at the highest level, right? There's just no way. I don't think that's a totally reasonable expectation. There's always going to be an optimal setup to run, to a certain extent.
PvE isn't too bad right now. PvP is so-so. I don't know.
Speaking of PvE, don't we have a update coming up in a few days?
No.
No, there's
All
nothing.
right. Okay. All right. I guess I was mistaken.
No, it was fake. It was actually it was a troll.
Oh,
It's not happening. There's no fire islands. I'm sorry.
you're saying there's going to be a troll?
Yes.
You can read
Fire
all-
troll in the
Yeah,
Fire
a
Islands?
fire
You
troll.
can read all about it on Reddit.
Yeah, well, you can find out about all the epic leaks. You know, I want to see. Did the leaks that got posted last time? Did they come true or was it bullshit? I think that one of them was bullshit, wasn't it?
What leaks?
You know, stuff gets leaked on Reddit, right? And how often is it just complete bullshit?
It's
All the
funny
time.
because so there's a couple of groups of people on Reddit. There's your normal Redditors who they upvote the positive stuff and they love everything and upvotes for everybody. And then you have the really cynical crowd who downvote everything. And then you have the crowd trying to troll the other two crowds by market manipulation and fake leaks and
There's so many like accounts
and the other two
that
groups
get
eat
made.
it up.
There's so many accounts that get made like a minute ago that say, "I have all the information. This is a throwaway because blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
And it's always such bullshit. It's so annoying, and everybody buys into it. Anyway,
Of course they do.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like the bay leaf conspiracy. That was fun.
Yeah. How's those bay leaves doing for you?
Yeah. Well, there's bay leaves. What Mike
Hey,
Koenig's mentioned to.
everybody! I got a great idea. Let's all watch the trading post, the Spidey thing, so to see what changes drastically, so we can catch those filthy, dirty inside traders. Oh
Which is
God,
like-
bay leaves are going up.
Yeah.
it's like the
God, it's bay leaves.
biggest setup ever. It's like, everybody keep an eye on these websites because any change doesn't mean market manipulation. That means insider trading.
Ah. That was just the.
It's just and then those people who are the TP flippers are all just like going like looking at this thread going, oh,
All Reddit managed to do is made people rich, pretty much.
What's
a bunch
really
of people
funny is
rich.
It didn't just happen one time. It's not like bay leaves were the only thing. No, it happened with like 6 or 7 items, and it like like Nike tweeted out olive dyes the other day. It's like, what the hell, guys? Olive dyes were like they went up to like 33 silver a piece. It's like, what is the matter with you? What?
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
It's a bunch of idiots who are to a degree about 50%. They're self-aware that they're stupid, and so the consequence of that just makes them really mad all the time. They're just mad all the time, and they want something to be mad about, and they want something to blame people for, and it's just fun. Let's point fingers. Let's get people in trouble. You know, let's just post the leaks and go on a witch hunt and blah blah blah. We're gonna have a blast, guys. And that's honestly that's the problem, is that people like that just exist in the first place. So I don't know.
I apologize. 33%. It went up 33%. Still, hey, 33% profit. That's pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't you lose 15% for doing the flip in the first place?
Yeah.
I guess.
So I guess your
15%
profits
profit.
reduced, but still, it's good money.
Yeah.
But imagine if you put a 1k gold in boots. That's a lot of gold out.
You think I have 1k gold?
Do you
Yes.
actually? How much gold do you have, boots?
Well, okay. So
2.
I had 1 gold, I think 57 silver, when I made that the last video I had, and I had to buy something on the TP during the video, and then I guess a couple of people saw that I was dirt poor, and it's like 3 really nice guys sent me money in the mail, and it was amazing. And so I'm gonna do a shout out when I'm gonna look at my mail and see who sent it to me. But thanks a lot, guys. I gotta find it, so give me a second. You guys keep talking.
Okay. But do you know why you don't have any money, boots? Because I actually do. Because you spent all your money on insider trading.
Yeah, that's it.
I know what you've done. I know you were behind stabilizing matrices. I bet you bought all of them.
Yeah,
was you.
and didn't make, and I lost $4 billion.
It was boots this whole time, guys.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Hold on a second.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, please, guys, send us money. Market manipulation just doesn't make enough money for us, so That goes for everyone here. I think Brazil actually has quite a lot of gold though, so maybe not him.
No, I don't.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay.
Always pretend you're reporting it donations.
So yeah.
I don't have to pretend.
So send me your gold. Send Ink's gold. Brazil and Boots as well. Hook them up. We're poor. We spend all our gold on.
Brobo is not wrong
fucking,
though. I
insider
do spend
trading.
all my money crafting the stupidest gear for my things. It's pretty bad.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah.
I got 5 legendaries as donations. No. I got a bunch of precursors, but I've given them away. So I don't know. If only people send me legendaries, but then I give them as well, so it wouldn't really make any difference. Wait, Mr. Hieracral, you say you got 11k gold? Well, send me 500, motherfucker. Otherwise, it's fake.
Did we talk about the new PvP map yet? No, we haven't. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think of it?
I think it's a real shame we didn't get to see it in action.
Right.
Because I think that would give you a better idea of what's actually happening, right? Because all we've seen is the vague layout and the mechanic. And the mechanic was explained, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, it seems like a fresh concept, at least. It's, a little bit of, kind of like a slightly more active version of Temple, I guess, where, you get an instantaneous buff for your group when you channel a little thingy for a while to get yourself your team a buff that directly affects your team. I don't know. Who knows how important these things will be, but it does seem to be quite powerful, though, because it will, if you channel the defensive one, I think it was said that everyone gets 5k HP. And that's pretty good. There's a pretty strong buff for everyone.
And like, what, 100 toughness?
Yeah, and a bit of toughness, and they get a self-revive. The person who's holding it gets a self-revive when they go down, that's pretty powerful.
However, the other one is 20% damage for your whole team.
Yeah, and again, that's really strong.
And
Do you don't think?
An instant. Yeah,
an instant.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
I think these buffs might be just a touch too strong. I don't know. I mean,
maybe they want
to play it to see, I guess. But
yeah.
I
think that's isn't that the point though,
it's
to make it a big
strong.
swing, make it quite a big swing when you get it.
That's. I mean, it's huge though. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get to play it. It'll be in beta for a while, and hey, good stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
The crowd thing. I don't care. I don't care about the crowd thing. Some people are. I was reading the Reddit thread. Some people are like really excited about this crowd thing. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I bet Reddit's really excited about congregating together and just booing and cheering for stuff. That makes a lot of sense.
I don't really play with too much sound on to begin with. The crowd thing, it just isn't for me. So, it doesn't really add anything to the map for me, but
Could be cool.
Oh,
Okay, so quickly, oops. So
shout
thank
outs
you,
incoming, guys.
Scrupuloser Spinette. Very nice of you. Also, I think Gender Fluid sent something,
That's
Linoleum sent
Cat.
something,
Hi, Cat.
and Perminator. Thank you, all of you.
so what's the next bad build?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I gotta wait for a what's it called, balance update or something, or if I come up for something to use in PvP for this season, if it's
Well,
any good.
I guess we'll get our balance update when the season ends. I would imagine is when we're going to get
Probably.
that patched. So that will be on the
October
4th. We'll get the patch on the 4th then, yeah, because the season ends on the 3rd.
Or sometime shortly after that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't usually do the balance updates during the season, do they?
No, they wait to the end, and then they
Muted
patch it.
casters. It's true. I really don't play with sound on too much in Guild Wars 2. Not
Yeah.
even in PvP.
Neither do I. I usually just play with it muted.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just fact, guys. It's just fact. You know? You
I
don't
will
wanna-
say this. I do think it's nice that they're bringing, or at least they're trying to bring a lot of new maps out, because I think that they need to get more maps in a more playable state for like the pro leagues and stuff.
They need.
There's not nearly enough maps for that.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
problem.
actually, this is actually why Denial really helped them out there actually by 3-0ing so many people. Because they never had to go to a 5th game, so they don't have to repeat a match. So they have got that going for them. That was, really helpful to ArenaNet. But I think I don't know. For me, this is maybe people don't care about this, but for me, if you're gonna have a best of 5, you should have 5 competitive maps for your best of 5.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe that doesn't matter, but that's just my opinion. That you should have 5 maps that are competitive.
The other thing that it does, which I think is pretty interesting, is each team gets to pick like the map that they want to play on, right? So like for the first 2 games, or it probably goes beyond the first 2 games, but that's actually pretty important for those teams to pick the maps that they're the best on. And there's some strategic play there as well, because you're trying to pick a map that you're the best on, but also a map that maybe your opponent is not very good at.
Yeah.
And if there's actual 5 competitive maps, then there's a greater variety in those choices there as well, right?
Oh, I mean, and to a certain extent, they can also use this as a way to balance the game as well. They say they could make a map where, well, okay, fine, everyone's going, oh, Thief is the class you play if you want to get 3-0'd. Well, maybe we make a map that's really good for Thief, and now you can kind of see a bit of a resurgence in that regard. But Stronghold, yeah, Stronghold is the 5th map. No.
That'd be great.
No, it wouldn't.
Force them to play it.
Stronghold is really unfortunate. Me and Teapot have talked about this more than enough on Tea Time. It needs a lot of work. It needs love. It's not going to get it anytime soon, unfortunately.
Yeah.
QQ.
Yeah, when you literally tweet hour-long queue screenshots at the PvP devs, and they just say it's not popular. Sorry.
Well, the thing is, though, you can actually get games relatively quickly, but only if you solo, duo, or duo queue, really. And the thing is, if you do that, the game isn't fun because it's just so RNG in Stronghold if people know how to play it correctly, and if you have a good comp. Stronghold honestly suffers this more than Conquest does. The composition is... There's some incredibly abusive things that you're gonna want to have on your team if you're playing Stronghold. I'd say more so than Conquest even. I think the comp is pretty rigid. Whereas at least there was some variation in the Conquest stuff. Although you do see the same profession, but that's kind of to be expected. At the end of the day, there are always going to be these really powerful professions that you want to have on every team, and you fill in some gaps around that to try and make it work, but you always want the good stuff. But yeah, new maps. I totally agree, Jebro. New maps, got to keep that coming. Especially considering, as if you actually think about it, PvP, the PvP community hasn't really got anything compared to everyone else. I mean, even the PvE guys who always complain, oh, our content. We've got new maps and we've got raids, so it's good stuff. And even a new fractal.
Hey Teapot, World vs. World wants to talk with you.
I don't. You got Desert Borderlands. What else do you need?
Desert Borderlands.
They're still getting some there's like rolling updates for World vs.
Yeah,
World.
now. Yeah,
Testing
this last year has actually been much better for World vs. World. A lot more communication, and the updates are happening outside the regular cycle. So when the updates are ready, you actually get an update rather than having to wait 2 to 3 months.
PvP basically just gets balance patches and Stronghold.
Yes.
Which is good. So 1 hour wait time, does that mean that literally there was no other full team trying to play Stronghold?
So
everybody else was in Conquest?
The way it works is you can actually go up against a duo and 3 randoms with the only thing you can't get is a team of full randoms as a 5-man. Okay, so the matchmaking system will not put you up against a team of randoms as a 5-man, but the thing is, it will happily put you against a duo and 3 randoms, which is nearly as bad. And especially in Stronghold, it usually ends in pretty brutal matches, and this is why there are. I know of at least 3 teams that just kind of brutally farm Stronghold to Legend every season, and well, not exclusively.
Aren't you one of them?
Yes. Yeah, I know. I'm one of the 3 I know. That just bully people in Stronghold. all the way. But I don't know. I think that's pretty funny.
Okay, so then that means that any time that a team of 2 or 3 formed before going into PvP, they deselected Stronghold.
But I
in
mean,
that-
no, we actually witnessed that happening. A guy who was duoing against us, he knew that I was streaming, and he just comes into chat and says, "Yeah, we stopped queuing because, well, for a start, his teammate was quite angry. If you remember Brazil, he was not very happy. I mean, obviously, I did not make it easier by saying easy multiple times actually. And thank you for Pips, but his friend did unfortunately rage quit, and that actually basically I was more or less responsible for us not getting queues because he refused to play again.
But didn't was that time or another time that Brazil you got Zap?
I got it from a mob
Sweet.
or a champion bag. I don't remember.
Whoa, that like never
It's
happened.
the first precursor I've ever gotten as a drop.
Yeah,
It's
never
the
had that
only
happen.
one I've ever gotten that's a terrestrial. The other ones I got the spear gun once, and I got the trident twice.
Are you gonna make it?
I'm making it with a friend for the purpose of selling it.
Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, I got a precursor too, guys. My first non-Lost Shores precursor drop, guys, and I got the Bard. And then
Oh yeah.
That's okay though.
yeah.
World vs. World, right?
I got the Bard in World vs. World, and I took that as a sign, so I crafted a full minstrel set for my chrono.
The Bard is the focus, right? For the minstrel.
Yeah.
And it is there. No, I guess no. There's no other focus thing, right? Focus legendary.
Legendary, no.
No, okay. Got it. Minstrel's
I mean,
okay.
why
That's
would
pretty-
you?
You know, it'd be really cool if they made it so that you could actually play the minstrel, like as a
Yeah. That would
as
be
a,
cool.
you know, one of
actually.
those
Yeah.
gemstone thing. Yeah.
As an instrument, yeah.
That would be really
Because
cool.
what other effects do they have? The minstrel.
It does make a sound, I think.
Oh, that's it.
I don't know.
And then it has little musical notes coming off it.
Okay. Yeah, it
I
needs
mean,
to be played as an instrument.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. I don't really like it. I was considering
And
crafting
then-
it, but then I realized I don't like it, so I didn't.
And then they also need a electric guitar axe skin that could also be played as an instrument.
God no. Wow.
Well, yeah, that would be kind of cool, actually. You have to have a full array of instruments. You can play anything. Play anything in Guild Wars 2.
Giant got 2 hair contracts, a bank contract, and a dusk while playing the first year. Yeah, well, sometimes life is not fair for everybody else who played for that year and got shit.
Yeah. I don't know. Brobo's got loads of ghostly infusions.
I've been playing for 4 years and haven't had that kind of luck.
I know people have got loads of fucking precursors. Bodydoc has a video on his channel where he just randomly buys 4 exotics, then just forges them, and then apparently he gets a precursor instantly, just for fun. You know, I mean, how are people this lucky? There are videos on YouTube of people making money through ecto gambling.
Choxy pumps
Yeah,
a lot of
Choxy.
money and
What the
materials
hell?
into that, though.
How is he so lucky? I don't know.
There's a lot of not luck that you don't get to see.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's true. That is true. It is always the case, you know. Just because you see them win once doesn't mean they lose miserably. All
Yeah,
of the
Kenny
times.
Rogers had a song about it, I think.
You gotta know when to hold them.
6 precursors in 2 days. I mean, that's just hacking at this point.
It's pretty good. I never got a precursor drop for me in the world. I've gotten a couple from the forge though after putting a lot of crap in.
I got my first this year as well. My first precursor drop was this year. What the heck was it?
Drop?
Yeah.
Nice. I have this like.
I don't even know what the hell it
feeling
was.
that early in the game I did get a precursor drop, but I didn't realize it was a precursor and did something stupid with it. I don't know if that's true or not. It's very possible.
I don't even remember the precursor that dropped now. I sold it, whatever it was, to help fund Astralaria.
Was it just
I don't remember.
It's probably the underwater one.
It was whatever it was. It wasn't underwater tier, but it wasn't top tier. It was somewhere in the middle.
It was medium.
It was like the shield or something maybe.
Shield's pretty good though. Might be a Warhorn.
The shield is really good, actually. Flameseeker Prophecies is really cool. But I mean,
29 pre's in 60 seconds are casual. Yes.
Someone wanted us to talk about rating.
Rating?
Let's sort of talk
yeah.
I don't know.
We can talk about how legendary armor's never coming.
There you go.
But you say that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I am still of the belief that there will be a new raid wing before the end of the year. And that is when Legendary Army will come, because that's when they said it would come. Vaguely.
I don't know. I think raid wings will probably come... Oh, you think so? I was thinking like at the end, when they announced the first raid wing the first time around, wasn't that like February or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it might be more like that.
But I mean, the cadence has been quite fast, really, if you consider it.
Yeah, it's true.
With regards to the raid wings, been pretty quick.
What's the matter with the legendary armor? Nothing. Nothing's the matter with it. It's fine.
Hey, that's a quote from one of Zach's meme songs.
Oh yeah.
You got out memed, Inks.
Oh well. I can't keep up with you kids.
It's what Jebro says in the song. He says, "What's the matter with legendary armor?"
Oh right.
Yeah. Nice meme.
They say it's possible that they will add a single wing raid. Maybe that'd be interesting. I wonder how long.
That's part of the leak crap.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
If it says that in the leak, I'm not sure if you can really trust that, guys. I mean, honestly, there's been a lot of posts like this, and it's just people writing a wish list and fantasizing about what they want to try and get it upvoted.
I remember that. I remember like I don't know when it was. Maybe probably during the 10-month hiatus. There was probably like 3 or 4 leak posts that were just pure wish lists.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, here's another one. All right, here's another one. It was fun to read though. Some of the ideas were kind of good, but a lot of them were pretty crap.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I am a god.
Are you?
Oh yeah?
What did you do?
I'm just like, I'm removing people from a picture. That's what I've been doing this whole time. And I'm like cloning and creating new textures. Like I've just given up on cloning stuff because it takes so long. So I'm just making it.
Oh my god.
It's coming along pretty well. It still has like another probably 2 hours ahead of it to be finished, but it's good.
There we go.
Oh, it's headed on an AMA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, something like the Wizard Tower could potentially be a good single wing raid, I would say.
Yeah.
3 bosses. Because I don't know.
It'll disappoint everybody. It'll be fantastic.
It'll be amazing. What if the wizard is E? Dun dun dun.
Oh, yeah, what happened to E anyway? That didn't really go anywhere, did it? What happened with that?
I don't know. Nothing, I guess.
I'm a PS warrior.
That's pretty good, actually, Zach. Nice. But I don't know what happened to that. Where did that go? I guess they got bored of that.
It didn't go anywhere. They just they
mysterious character.
In a while.
Well, I guess it's realistic, The mysterious character remains mysterious. It's all good.
Yeah. He only surfaces when he's needed or something.
To send us the interesting news, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it's that they didn't have like a character that would. No, that doesn't make sense either.
I was thinking
like maybe back in the time they didn't have a character that should know this knowledge and should be a person who would contact you with this information to get your help. And it was just like, okay, it's some mysterious person instead. And then they were just like, okay, now we have a bunch of characters who like talking to you and know things, so we don't need them anymore.
I guess. I suppose we don't have to learn the answer to every mystery in the game, right?
Yeah.
I don't see why we need to.
It's
Right.
fine. We have Momo the Moa. We're saved. We're all good.
Moa is next playable race.
Yeah.
Would be pretty good. I don't know. Guild Wars 2 needs its own raid boss version of Vault of Warden's Eye boss from Legion. I don't know. Why? Why is that boss even that impressive to you? I don't know. He's referring
No idea.
to a boss where you have to basically toggle laser beams to point at a boss. I don't know. I don't know why that would be good. Why is that even fun? And then there's actually some pretty cool bosses in WoW. There's one where you have to play, you know, the cup game where where the cups shuffle around. You have to keep your eyes on one. There's one of those. That's kind of cool. I mean, surely that one's cooler than the fucking eye boss. I don't know, dude.
So you've been playing Legion?
Yeah.
A lot?
No, not a lot. No. A reasonable amount. And my God, guys, in Guild Wars 2, you don't know how good you got it. Okay. The gameplay is actually enjoyable, honestly, in Legion. The content is fun, and you know it's quite a nice story as well. Nice lore, well written game. But they don't make playing the game easy. And Guild Wars 2, playing the game is deliberately easy, right?
Yeah, well, you know why they don't make playing the game easy in World of Warcraft, right? Because it's a subscription game, so they're trying to make everything slow down so that you have to pay longer time of your subscription to complete the content.
It's just there's
Well-
no instant travel. There is no. You have to walk to an auction house, trading post. Just
Exactly.
such a pain in the ass. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everything in it is designed to slow down slow down what you're doing, basically.
It's also what 12 years old now.
Yeah.
I think the only place where it actually shows that is the combat system. It is, you know, a lot.
Well,
No,
no.
it's-
So what I mean is like a lot of those systems where you have to go to the trading post, you have to go to the mailbox, all that kind of stuff. That's all stuff that was pretty standard back, you know, when WoW
Yeah.
was new and fresh, and
Yeah.
some of that stuff just really hasn't been innovated on. And there's probably, like Boots is saying, a deeper meaning as to why that hasn't been innovated on. But WoW doesn't have
they
bugs.
lost the source code.
It's just gone there forever.
WoW doesn't have insider trading, then you're not looking in the right place, Mordremoth.
WoW doesn't have bugs. Did I encounter any bugs in Legion? I don't think so, but there definitely will be some.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've seen people tweeting about problems
Yeah.
with quests and stuff. So that's
Yeah.
not
There's always bugs.
There's always bugs
it's
in
a
everything.
it's
yeah.
a game. Yeah, it's a game. There's gonna be bugs.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You know, there's just Guild Wars 2 is a really convenient game to play, and I think I have now actually become enlightened because I now truly appreciate that even more having played WoW. It is very convenient, but you know, there's good stuff to do in WoW, and they're going to be adding more stuff as well.
You know what I'm looking forward to? What game I'm looking forward to, actually? A little
What
bit.
game?
I'm
What
not
game?
sure if I'm really...
The next
Into
Guild
it
Wars
yet?
2 expansion with mounts.
No, I'm talking about... it's called For Honor. Have you
What
guys
is
seen this yet?
What is that?
For Honor. It's this... basically sword fighting PvP game that if you go check, just look it up.
It's a bit like Chivalry.
A bit like Chivalry, I guess, but it's got like different game modes. I think one's like capture points, kind of like Conquest, and a little bit like a MOBA in that you level up as you're fighting in the game, and there's like a bunch of guys running around like NPC things too in a big army. Basically, two big armies fighting against each other, and there are.
They spelled honor wrong. That's the first problem.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Do they spell it?
They spelled it American.
Where's the U?
They spelled it American.
They spelt it American.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Meh. I don't know.
Meh.
Eh.
Do you like the U? You like the U in honor?
Oh, I love you. I love putting the U in all the.
I like extra letters.
Sabor.
Yeah.
All that. It's great.
Extra letters.
Mm-hmm.
You have a min armor each. You can cap points and have to mush your army group forward to fight as they do. English honor, American honor. Yes.
You know why they removed the U from honor in the States?
Why?
Because the
Because honor
US
isn't
can't
about
spell.
you; it's about America.
You're gonna fit in just fine, Boots.
Wow.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a transition.
Oh, am I going to be EGX? No, I'm not going to EGX. Maybe I should have done that. I don't know. Who knows, guys? One day we can just do tea time from a games convention. That'd be pretty good. Imagine how dank that would be. But it would just turn into just a massive clown fiesta because we could just add everyone at once. It could be, instead of four wise sages, we could just have every single Guild Wars 2 content creator all at once.
We can pull
pretty
people
good.
from. We can pull 13-year-olds from the crowd, and they
Yeah.
can say, "Leafy was here."
Keepstar is the greatest YouTuber of all time.
Tea time panel, exactly.
And then we'll kick him off the stage because we're insecure about ourselves.
Locke is
What you mean?
asking a question.
What you mean? We'll hide all our chins, or what?
Yep. Yes.
What chins? Locke is asking a question. What do you guys actually do in Guild Wars 2 on a day-to-day basis? Because I'm going to come back for the game for the patch, but I'm worried that nothing will interest me. Well, first of all, Locke, question for you. Did you already log in before the patch is coming out to get this current storyline?
Yeah. Log in before the 20th.
Log in before the 20th because you want to unlock the map. What's it called? Bloodstone Fen. But what do you guys do on a day-to-day basis in Guild Wars 2 nowadays? Raiding, right?
No.
Mostly AFK, because I basically just have Guild Wars 2 running pretty much all the time because I don't know. But yeah, I like to do dailies because I have crippling OCD. I like to do the Bloodstone Fen dailies. I do fractals. Maybe hit a few matches of PvP, a little bit of that, and then hit some raid bosses. Job done.
Nice.
Just I don't know. I don't know. I guess I play a decent amount, but I don't play a massive amount right now because I'm just kind of waiting for new stuff to happen, you know.
Just waiting to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting to have fun, exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
For the longest time, I would be going in and trying to make new builds and having fun doing that. Also, a new friend of mine just started playing, so I'm helping him through a lot of stuff, and we're doing dungeons again, which is fun. Three-manning dungeons, actually. I'd learned that you can't three-man dungeons without a ridiculous healer build if your other two players aren't very good. And what else? Well, yeah, and when the new patch hits, I mean, I'm definitely going to be playing the storyline and running around the new map. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, that'll certainly be good, you know. I think there will be. Hopefully, it will be a good amount of content again. I mean, the dream would be for it to be more than what we have now, because I think a lot of what people didn't really like about this patch was that the story was quite short.
Yeah. I feel like this map too. I feel like I hope
this one
that
probably won't be that much longer.
the storyline probably not that much longer, no. But I feel like the map, the Bloodstone Fen map, was like basically a farming map, not much exploration to it. But I feel like the new map should have more exploration because it's like, you know, something we've been at before. It's you know, an actual island with different things that could happen in it. It's not just an exploded area.
I miss jumping puzzles. I like jumping puzzles.
You're getting a new one.
Me too. That'll be fun.
It will be fun.
Yeah.
It's all about
I'll do it
jumping
once.
puzzles, guys. I don't know. They're just a fun little activity that you can find. You know, the act of finding the jumping puzzle is pretty cool. You know, because you can just wander around and then you go, "Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a jumping puzzle." Well, I don't know. Hearts, yeah, hearts. I think hearts are probably pretty concerning. Who knows what will happen with hearts?
And I'm really looking forward to that.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it really depends on execution. I have no idea what the rewards are going to be, and I'm not sure how they can make it.
Does
good.
heart mean karma rewards?
Presumably, yeah.
So
but
what they
Well, it used to.
yeah. But
I mean, I haven't done a hard in probably 3 years.
I mean, I have
they can't
5
really
million
add-
karma already, right? So I mean,
Right. So they can't really add karma rewards when everybody has it stockpiled.
If
I
they
mean,
do add, I mean, but if they do add karma rewards, that would be pretty great,
a
right?
million karma
Yeah, I
per
know, but
item.
it's probably not going to be something that's like a 20 slot bag or something for for karma, because that would be crazy, I guess.
You know what they should do is they should go back to those karma chests in ore and update the contents. Because that used to be a decent karma sink when it was worth opening them, but it hasn't been worth opening them in 3 years, 2 years, whatever.
I think that's again, there needs to be some kind of karma sink, right? I mean, the only thing you can do right now that is considered efficient is you do the bullshit where you forge the gloves or something and you get linen out, and that
Right.
no one has time for that. All right, no one. But I
Yeah.
don't know. A bloodstone ruby per heart per day. Yeah, I imagine it could be something like that. But is that worth it though? For a heart, that's the question you have to ask. You know, I don't know. I think it's going to be really dependent on how fast you can do them and what you get for them. Is if these things are going to be a success or a failure. Oh, what a surprise! Wow, Captain state the obvious here. I don't know.
What if instead of a karma sink, this is the stupidest idea ever. What if instead of a karma sink, karma acted as though it was actual karma? Like the more karma you have, the better your RNG ends up being for yourself in every situation.
So what? The karma converts into magic find.
But either magic find, but also like people proc less often on you, and you proc more often on other people.
I don't know. And admittedly, I haven't done a lot of world quests, so I can't say what all the rewards are like for world quests. But let's just pretend that you had like the best current raid gear in WoW. And I know that's not possible right now because they're not even active yet, right? But let's just pretend you had best in slot gear in WoW. Would you still do world quests? Because that's kind of the problem that Guild Wars 2 has, right? Is that those who hit ascended gear level, the incentive has to be better looking skins, right? Or rare, prestigious skins or something, and that's tough to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Karma. You know what could be interesting though. You know how Bloodstone Fen is the XP farm. What if the next map is the Karma farm?
Karma farm.
Because okay, so if you go on Bloodstone Fen, okay, Bloodstone Fen, guys, all right. You go to the vendor and you get Karma boost, no XP boost while you're in the map. What if they're gonna try and revamp Karma with this next map and have it convert into materials? Or something.
I mean, that would be good, I guess.
The dream. Or Dragonite ore farm.
That makes a good point. Even when you get, and then once you get
Oh,
the
is he
skin,
here?
then you need no. Then you don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah, true.
It's I don't know.
Okay, let's think of other things we could use karma for.
No,
Why not?
no, just delete fucking karma from the game.
No, the only kind of meaningful way you can make karma useful is if you can somehow translate it into gold, if easily. Because basically the only currency that really matters in Guild Wars 2 is gold, right? And you spend a lot of your time turning all of your other currencies into gold. That's kind of or using your other currencies to not spend gold is what all the other currencies are for. So, and with karma, you can't really do that. You used to be able to kind of do that with the Orion boxes, because you could actually...
It's pretty low rate, though.
Yeah, you don't get a lot, and you can, do the Mystic Forge stuff. You gotta get that sweet money, guys. You gotta get that sweet money out of karma, otherwise it's gonna be useless.
Rim, I totally get what you're saying, but so just think in the future. Like, you're doing world quests now because getting best in slot is not quite as easy to do, and you're trying to grind up reputation. Yay, reputation grind. But think about when you start doing the raids and you get that raid gear, or think about a year from now. Are you going to go back and do those world quests? Like, the only thing that makes world quests enticing is the fact that there's a treadmill for you to keep building and improving your character, right? That's the thing, and artifact power. But eventually you're going to cap that out, is my point. And when you cap that out, are you going to go back and do it later?
So the hard quests, are they supposed to be daily repeatable?
Yes.
We think so.
Okay. And do you know if there's going to be a lot of hard quests or just like one or two?
I mean, what?
Whatever.
10,
Let's say
10,
there's a lot
10,
of hard
10. Let's say 10.
Okay.
I think 10 would be not unreasonable, right?
Do you think there would be it would be a good idea to have like some sort of bonus reward for completing all hard quests in a day? Before it repeats?
Maybe you get more rewards for each one you do would be good. Or do you think it should be a threshold, like you do 5 and you do 10, and then you get bonus chests? I think that's definitely a good idea, yeah. You want to be motivating people to do these.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, why not just make the individual rewards good?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not good at reward discussions.
Right. Wait.
Guild Wars 2 is in a tough spot for rewards, and it has been for a long time. Like the whole world quest system works really good in WoW because of the way WoW is structured. That system doesn't work quite as well in Guild Wars 2 because one of the big problems is finding proper rewards to entice people to do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Difficult to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really difficult to do. Just with, as you say, the general reward structure of Guild Wars 2 itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be honest, and I've seen other people say this as well, and I'm not there yet, but I will be there in probably another year. But once I cap out my characters, someone has feedback.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Sorry.
I don't think you're ever gonna cap out any of your characters because you're just gonna delete them.
Once you cap out a character and I make a legendary, even if the legendary is ugly, which doesn't bother me, what is the point of other skins?
I have 4 or 5 legendaries. I don't even know, and I don't think I use any of them.
So I mean, unless I'm playing like honest. So for right now, let's take raiding for example. I want the raiding skins. I have no plans to use any of them. It's just
that's
collect for
literally
the wardrobe.
That's literally what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like
so I don't know. That's a problem.
Is that a problem though? You don't think they look good enough or what? But as long as you're working towards something, is that really a problem?
Who cares?
I
mean, I'm working towards it because I have nothing else to work.
And maybe Guild Wars 2 isn't the game for you.
I have a Predator, I have a Frostfang, I have a Twilight, and I have a Sunrise. I only just recently started using Twilight again because it matches the Bloodstone weapons. Up until then, I just used Dark Harvest or something else. I forget that I even have a Frostfang and a Predator because, first of all, there's no reason to use a rifle for anything. And the axes that I have, I just transmuted over it with the Bloodstone axe to match the Twilight on my Necromancer. I mean, I don't use any of them. Hardly at all. So,
Orange.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, that is kind of the nature of the game, though, right? I mean, it's kind of your character's looks will change over time, right? So when you first got your legendaries, you'd probably use them, right? You know, when Fireforge Trigger was still in the game, am I right, Brazil? Here we go. We should, instead of the Yu-Gi-Oh timer, we should have a Fireforge Trigger timer for when it comes up in tea time at this point.
So Brazil will get Fireforge triggered?
Nice. That was good,
Thanks.
Boots. I appreciate you, Boots, okay?
Thanks. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you.
So I don't know. Reward wise, it's kind of difficult. And Boots, you could be right. Maybe that system is just not appealing to me as a person at all.
I think,
and therefore it's a problem.
I think that in an ideal world, masteries are supposed to be a solution to that.
Except that they don't work properly.
I think in an ideal world, masteries. Okay, just listen to me. Hear me out.
Let's go.
Okay, in an ideal world, masteries should be, instead of a thing that in HOT what it did was it made you able to progress through the map further, basically, right? All the masteries did was let you progress through the map. Instead of that, I think in the core of Tyria, for example, it instead becomes perks for the character, the masteries. And I think that's what it's supposed to be. I think masteries should be things that you have to progress towards for your character that make the game more fun for you.
Is it still tied to experience?
I don't know.
Because we know how that goes.
I know that is basically. I would love that system. When masteries, were announced, was basically what I was hoping for. Because if you put a bar at the bottom of my screen that says, "Hey, if you get 10 million experience, we'll give you plus 1% magic find." Fuck it, I'm buying all the boosters and I'm grinding that shit. Okay, it's just that I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I love that shit. If there was like a massive XP bar, 1% gold find, right? Let's grind, boys. Let's go. Let's get mass XP. I don't know. That's the kind of thing I would really like. Little perks would be just perfect for a kind of clown like me. Permanent bank access master. Because why 3k gold suit? Because otherwise, why are you going to buy Black Lion keys? Pretty much.
Yup.
Those items are so good. I bought a permanent trading post guy, and it's amazing. A permanent bank is probably pretty good. In fact, all of them are pretty good. Yeah.
And this kind of comes back to rewards. The only reward that you truly care about is gold. Because with gold, you can do whatever you want in the game. You can get whatever you want in the game, pretty much. So the ultimate goal is accumulate the most gold.
But you just said that that's not what you want. Because you, for example, are a type of player who doesn't really care what your character looks like. So what are you going to get with gold that'll make you happy?
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. That's the flaw of the system. Currently, you can get everything with gold. Whereas something like a permanent bank access is really appealing to a number of people. But how do you get that permanent bank access?
Gold.
You don't get it by being awesome. You get it by either being lucky or gold.
Isn't that a good system, though? From a certain perspective?
It might be. It might be.
From a financial perspective,
it's just possible. It's just not a good system for me.
How can you get gold? How do you get gold?
Might be a good system.
The way you get gold is by,
multi-league career.
Yeah, multi-league career.
Jumping maps properly.
If you're playing the
inside
game,
trading and
I know,
being good at the trading post.
Yeah, but that's just playing the game. I mean, what do you want to change? So there's some kind of system such that you can grind towards these rewards, but it will kind of end up the same though, because the value will just be reduced. Because people won't want to spend all that gold in order to buy one of those things, because they can just grind the alternative, or do the mastery tracks or something.
The game just doesn't unfortunately, I feel like the game just doesn't provide enough challenges that reward you properly.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I mean, hey, dungeons are still around, and you can get some, get some easy money. And if you think about it, if we're thinking in the long term here, imagine when there are 3 raids in the game. You'll be getting to the point where it will be kind of difficult to do them all in one day without falling asleep. So the content will slowly accumulate.
That's already a problem.
Yeah, I know. I know. Good God. Pain and sufferings.
My point is that something that the items that are desirable, and that will differ from person to person within the game. But let's just take a permanent bank access, for example, which is a pretty desirable item to a number of people. The way in which you obtain it is not overly challenging or exciting. That's all I'm saying. So the things in the game that do challenge me, the reward that I get is not... I mean, we complain about it every week jokingly when we do raids, but it's not that rewarding. I don't know.
Well, and it's because... And this is just... This is unfortunately an intrinsic property with having a non-vertical progression system, because I don't know, I do kind of feel it is quite exciting to get, an ascended drop, right? But the thing is, if you already have all your ascended gear, then it's completely meaningless to get an ascended drop. If you already have all your characters set up, it's pointless to get an ascended drop because you don't need it. It's the same as getting nothing to a certain extent. And again, this is massive first world problems, right? Almost everyone doesn't have every character in full ascended.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So for those people, I would argue that actually it is very rewarding to do. I mean, I don't know. I love getting ascended chests from fractals. You know, it's oh my god, ascended chest, so good. And with raids, it's kind of similar, right? You know, if you get an ascended item, it's like, wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty rewarding.
Hey, that's pretty good.
But I don't know. It's kind of the same as getting gold, though, right? I mean, in a certain respect. I do think raiding is fun. I do think it is quite rewarding, not only from the enjoyment, but also you do have the potential to get good loot if you have semi-decent RNG, you know? As it's not me and Ewing's. I don't know. Do you not like getting ascended gear? I think this is really curious. Are you not excited by getting the dank drops?
If I ever did get it, I would be excited.
It's when I do get a new weapon skin, even if I'm not going to use it, there is definitely some enjoyment there for sure. Just because it increases my wardrobe, it increases my collection. But those drops are pretty rare. They feel pretty rare to me anyway. I don't know. And maybe that's a good thing. Like, you don't want to shower people with those because they'll stop raiding even sooner, right? So it's a little, somebody else was saying like it's a paradox, and yeah, I totally get it. You're not wrong. So
remember when exotic weapons were different prices?
How do you mean?
Not just because of their stats. Well, back in the day when exotic weapons were different prices, some were much more expensive because their skin looked nice and there weren't that many of them around.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, and that's just the problem of the game over time. Like, you have Black Lion skins that look better than most of the in-game skins, and so going out of your way, for example, I'll give a pretty fun example. Doing that new fractal, where you beat the guy at the end and you get a new greatsword skin, which looks okay. But you can just go buy a Black Lion one that looks 10 times better. So doing that event and getting that skin is a little less exciting than maybe it should be. I don't know.
I think even the wardrobe, the addition of the wardrobe to the game was awesome, and I love it. Except I think it definitely has taken its toll on the game over time, in that it definitely changed the economy tremendously. Yeah, I don't know. It's good though. I still think it's good.
I think there's other things too that are interesting. So Heart of Thorns actually had a number of weapon skins added to the game that are just RNG drops from chests and monsters and such from those maps. And some of those are pretty cool looking, and they're worth quite a bit of money on the trading post. It would be perhaps a little more interesting if you had to do something in particular to get them, rather than just rely on like RNG drops from like chests, for example. So just do multi-loot again and again and again and again and again until you get those skins. Maybe it would be better if you could get those skins by, I don't know. It's tough because open world bosses are such meh. But if there was a better challenge in the open world, which is going to be really, 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 really difficult because the mob just crush it most of the time.
I don't know.
Master has an interesting idea. It'd be nice if there were really rare drops that are not available from money or gems, that are just skins that I guess you can't really sell on the TP. Well, maybe you should be able to. No, you shouldn't be able to sell on the TP. And you just have these skins that are only available in certain circumstances. That would be cool. I agree.
I mean, yeah, I don't see it as a. I kind of see it as a good thing that you can get everything with gold, though. This is the problem. I think this is where we don't quite see eye to eye here, because I like the fact that there is a 100% chance I will eventually be able to get what I want.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whereas in I don't know, I think I don't actually know the actual details. Suppose you want the Lich King mount from in World of Warcraft. The drop rate is pretty low, and you could kill the boss every week for like a year, and you could just not get it. But
I know, because I used to run Baron to get his stupid freaking horse mount, which
Yeah.
literally took me a year to get because
yeah.
it would not drop.
But in Guild Wars 2 though, in Guild Wars 2, there would have been a 100% chance that you could have got that probably.
Right, and I do get that. I do understand that. I think there's a better middle ground. But when I did get that mount, I felt like a boss. I felt like a boss riding around saying, "Hey, look at my special mount. What's up?
Yeah.
Look at my horse.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have this horse.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you kill Baron 10 billion times?" And then some troll will be like, "No, I killed him once."
Yeah, you know, yeah, I get that. I think it does having the gold in the
Mini
game.
Gwynifred, yeah. I mean, I spent thousands of gold trying to get Mini Gwynifred, only
And I
to
got it in 500 bags.
well, yeah. Boots didn't even know what the hell it was. He was like, "Eh,
It's like,
whatever."
what's this wolf dog thing? Why can't I sell it on the trading post?
Yeah.
And then like a year later, they sold it for 100 candy corn tops, which, to be honest, I really don't have that big a problem with. I think having this period of exclusivity is kind of nice, and then they sort of open it up to a wider audience. I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really. I think that's fine. Although I really understand where you're coming from. That you want some exclusivity, right? In the game, even if it's through RNG, you want a bit of that sweet exclusivity.
And don't get me wrong, there are tons of skins and outfits and all kinds of stuff in the game that look amazing. And you can have your character look awesome in Guild Wars 2 with,
Well, there is some
very little
exclusivity.
money and stuff. There's a little bit.
No,
There is a
like-
little bit, but not much.
What was introduced a long time ago, actually, the AP rewards. Except they haven't really fleshed that out too much. But yeah, those are technically exclusive skins.
Yeah, and if you see someone in the full
Technically.
achievement point army, you go, "Oh shit, this guy's crazy."
Exactly.
Oh wow, I don't care.
Some people won't, for sure. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're
achievement points is kind of another discussion altogether.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I think. I think as it stands, the reward structure could maybe get a tiny bit better, but it's okay as it is. Some things could be tweaked a little bit just so that the reward based on your effort level is more effective, and some things could be changed so that, like the map hopping, for example, that could be changed so that that's not a thing anymore. But on top of that, for people like Inks who want either exclusivity or don't really care about how things look on their character, but there should be more things probably tied to achievements, probably tied to maybe tied to masteries that benefit them in other ways, like perks, etc. Maybe unique skins, more unique skins for higher AP people, or for doing maybe some sort of really difficult achievement in general. Like, you know how there's raid achievements that are harder? Maybe for doing something crazy in game, you get something special. That would be interesting.
I would.
And there's room for that, but
I would like to think so, but I'm not sure if there really is.
you don't think there is?
I think people
What
might be a
about-
little bit triggered.
Oh,
At that.
of course they would. They'd be totally triggered. There'd be
I
There'd
mean,
be 17 posts every single week on Reddit about how much they hate it, and there's no doubt in my mind. But think about how awesome would it have been if you had every raid achievement, it unlocked a special glider skin.
yeah, I think that's
Would you not like
exactly.
that?
I think that's exactly what should be added.
I think
But-
that would have been cool.
I think that people might be a little bit upset with that. That's a
Because of
problem.
the raids?
I mean,
Well, it doesn't have to be
I would
uniquely
like-
tied to raids.
I would like to see it go even further. I hope that ArenaNet will act on this. I want some fucking brutal achievements in the next raid wing, like fucking insane, like Billy slapping your ass kind of difficulty. It's got to get serious.
Huh? You like embarrassing me?
Exactly. It has to be.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, raiding,
Oh,
huh? That's a
hanging up.
mistake. Oh, want some
Just
really
call that
hard.
the achievement, ganging up.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it, because that means you can not increase the difficulty of the raids overall, but you can add really hard achievements.
You know what they should do? What would be really cool? You
What
fight
would
the same. The boss just clones itself, and you fight two of them at once.
Oh,
Like
that
two
should be good.
Percivals at the same time.
with double the mechanics? Like for Sabbatha, you get twice the amount of cannons and stuff.
I don't know about that. I don't think it would really work for Sabbatha, but like
You get
fighting
flamethrowers that go like this.
two Veil Guardians at once, you have to like take
Go
them
in two
opposite
circles.
ways around the room, and you have to
Oh.
have 2 tanks.
We've got bad news though. It turns out you can just stack them on top of each other and use distortion with 2 chronos, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Although if the circles just were at twice frequency, then that wouldn't work. Actually, I guess.
How about a rating leaderboard with record times for all party sizes?
No.
Does that include 5-mans?
Well, the trouble is with leaderboards is that they just end up like the adventure ones, with people finishing on 0000 somehow.
Fly hack.
I do think that there's something to be said about completion of raids. The first group of people to complete the raids or whatever. But there's some problems with that as well.
I think it's not worth ArenaNet's time. It's as hard as it is to say that, it's the most exclusive thing you could imagine, right? So it affects one guild, basically. One guild. I think
QT's playing against itself.
Yeah. They probably want to widen their net when they're trying to reel people into doing these achievements. Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically what happened with Fractals, where like, yeah, we'll add the leaderboard, and then people got to Fractal 50 in like hours.
Right.
And they're like, oh, yeah, we thought it would take like a week. It's like, oh, once again, every time they release difficult PvE content, people always just obliterate it. And they just never think that's going to happen. And to a degree, to be fair, I'm sure a lot of people struggle with it and probably always will. But that's not what's publicized. You don't ever see a post with, on Reddit with 800 points that says, hey, we've been fighting Veil Guardian since one came out and we never killed it. Yay.
Well,
But
you see posts that say, like, we finally did it after 7 months of trying.
Yeah, and they have 10 points.
It'll never happen. I mean, Neko is saying like they need to make harder raids that take weeks to clear. Not gonna happen.
Not in Guild Wars 2.
Not in Guild Wars 2. And that's not a shot at like at the difficulty or anything like that. It has a lot to do with gear and stuff like that. Just not gonna happen.
I think, well, there's, I don't know, they could make it, I think it could be a lot harder. They could make everything a lot tighter.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
For a start, suppose, well, I mean, let's just say you take the enrages down, and as soon as the enrage is over, you're fucked, right? Because right now, enrage is not really a death sentence, as long as you continue to do the mechanics, right? And as we've proved multiple times, it turns out you can just auto-attack with staff Ellies, and you'll be fine through the enrage. But I mean, supposing you actually made it such that you have to do really strong DPS and do all the mechanics on week 1, then yeah, on day 1 it's gonna take a considerably longer time to do it. But the thing is, it turns out, guys, that DPS is really good in Guild Wars 2, and if you can kill stuff fast, you don't really have to do any of the mechanics. And there are certain guilds, some of whom are known for their DDoS skills, are quite good at killing things fast. And that means they don't have to do any mechanics, so they're barely even playing the game. And that is kind of... And also, if they make it too hard, they're going to be not targeting the audience they want to with the raids. And with the raids, surprisingly, guys, okay, raids are actually supposed to be targeted at a good chunk of the population, right? They don't want to make it super, super elite. They instead want to make it so that a whole bunch of people can have a go, and then a decent amount of people can actually clear it. And then they use the speed killing thing as the ultimate endgame for the really high-end players.
It's a bit of a shame because I would love there to be hard modes, or whatever you want to call it. But it appeals to such a small portion of the audience that I don't know that we're going to see that sort of thing.
At the end of the day, This is the solution. I'm right, guys. I'm just gonna lay it down. I'm gonna solve this problem once and for all. Okay, this is what they should do to make the raids really hard achievements that are repeatable. Simple. There we go. Repeatable achievements that give you rewards every time you do it. There you go.
Okay.
then the elitists are satisfied because they can just farm that shit all day without losing money. You get yourself a ascended crafting material every time you do it, you know? Easy. No? And that's perfect.
Sounds
Thank
pretty
you.
good.
Yeah, I think that is the correct solution.
I'd upload
There's-
that.
There's some other things they can do as well that would be really interesting. In Rift, for example, they had a couple of raids that went like this. You went in and fought a beginning boss, a Veil Guardian, right? And then after that, it branches off two different sides. So you can actually sort of choose which boss you need to go. At the end, you get to one last boss, but the path you take to that boss sort of changes and differs each time you do it. Now, you might say, well, you're just going to go do the easy bosses, right? And that's true, but you eventually had to kill all the bosses in the wing to clear the wing anyway. But that would require a lot more bosses, and we're seeing about 2 bosses a raid wing. 2 to 3, but really 2 most of the time. So,
Wow.
kind of problematic there.
Nice bullying on the trio and the escort event. But I mean, there are
Well-
some things where you do have to kill everything, though. And you will have to clear everything in order to get legendary armor, for example.
True, but
You got to get Zera's Goblet or whatever, White Mantle Chalice or some shit. I can't remember what it's called. In order to make yourself some precursor armor, get a free ascended set, guys. Holy shit, so good. But then turns out you can just buy the raid and you can have that done for you. But
more
never mind.
achievements like Slippery Slubbling, yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah, like Slippery Slubbling. Yeah, I think that's on the right lines, but they need to be careful because stuff like Slippery Slubbing can become frustrating quite quickly, and that is not what you want, especially if it's going to be repeatable. Because Slippery Slubbing is kind of annoying sometimes.
You mean frustrating things that are repeatable, like the Twisted Castle and Bandit Trio?
Bandit Trio, I'll say, is a little frustrating, but Twisted Castle, as long as you have people who aren't AFK, I don't see it as a problem. You just do the exploit, job done. Even without the exploit, it's not really hard. I don't know. You can't have hard raids in the game with things like Healing Staff Ellie, but fuck it, don't you disrespect my Healing Staff Ellie, dude. I love that shit.
oh man,
No, I don't know.
we'll see. We'll see where raids go. I'm optimistic.
I'm very optimistic. I've been very
but,
impressed with the raid team so far.
We shall see.
No, I mean, so,
take questions.
I
Oh,
do
it-
hope for the hope for the next expansion that, and we have a ways to go before the next expansion just yet, but I would love to see more raids for the next expansion
yeah.
and fractals, since dungeons are not really going to be a thing.
Oh, you'll get another
But
fractal.
it feels like
Another
I don't
fractal.
think they're going to release
Not
related.
another fractal, more than one fractal. What the hell?
But they're not going to release raids packaged with the next expansion, right?
I doubt it. No, I don't think so. Because they may add new... the thing is, when they add the new expansion, it's quite likely they'll add more stat combos, so they'll allow you to get those first.
Yeah, good point.
That's
I mean,
well,
it'll
that's
be
what I would
delayed,
expect
but-
anyway.
Where can they go next with stat combos?
Really
Ooh.
hardcore 3-stat and 2-stat gear.
Like, how about power, condition damage, and ferocity?
I'd like
Yeah.
to just see power ferocity.
Just
Just
for
power-
power.
power.
Like
You know, that would be great
Oof.
for power necro. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
really
it would.
good actually.
Power Necro would actually be, like, busted if that happened.
Yeah.
That would solve probably almost all of its problems.
Power, ferocity, and conti damage would also be good for necro,
Nope.
though.
Nope.
How would that not be good for necro?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why? Why would you use that?
Because you still don't need the precision because you're a necro.
Yeah, just
And-
power ferocity.
Alright, fine.
The condition damage doesn't even do anything anyways.
Okay.
Because you're putting on like 3 bleed stacks.
I think
Well-
you could do more.
I guess.
Nope.
Yeah, but
You could have stuff
think it would work.
like condition damage. I don't know. Condition damage and expertise, and just like Vipers without the power, because Necro doesn't really use it. You do need the precision though, because precision. So if you had just expertise, precision, and
Yeah,
Condi
you need
damage.
precision with Condi because bleed on crit, but you don't need it with power.
Yeah.
I really want to see a 2-stat combo.
And power ferocity, yeah, you could. You don't need all the precision on your revenant, so you can just get yourself some extra ferocity as well. I think they have some. They have to get some good stuff going. You have to be
And
careful.
you could
about,
also use that in PvP too, with like thief stuff that doesn't crit, like pulmonary impact and mug. Like those can't crit. So like you could make builds probably just around that, just nuking people with non-crit skills as well as like crit stuff. But
yeah.
Would you run Lich form with your Power Necro build?
no.
Okay.
Maybe
would
you would
run-
though. Maybe if you had condition damage, you might though. Actually.
That's what I'm
I would
thinking.
I would
Yeah.
run whatever it's best at.
You only run the meta. Is that all you're doing?
That's all I do.
Only the meta builds.
I just go to qt.com and I just plug the build in
QT.com.
qt.com and
What-
I just
let's see.
everybody go there right now.
What
And I
is
just plug the build in.
qt.com? Does
I have no
qt.com
idea.
even exist? The fuck
I'm
is
sure it
this?
does.
It's something. Wait, what is this? Jesus, this is quite spooky actually. Like,
So
I plug
it's
it in and there you go. I'm done.
Qt.gg is not taken, I don't think. So you guys may want to get on that.
qt.com, it's some kind of fucking Chinese site with a fingerprint scanner on it and a penguin. I mean, what is this?
Somehow it doesn't surprise me at all.
I don't know. Well, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. One stat combo.
Jesper's given the actual real link. But yeah, I just go to qt.com and I just plug it in and I'm good to go.
Yeah. Let's get that exact gear, and you too can become a delusional elitist.
And then I get to a raid boss where Jalus's hammers don't actually work and I switch to Malik's. Which is a good number.
I still don't understand why people use Jalis at all.
Because it sometimes works.
It's bad. Malix is always better.
It's always better.
Because you've got resistance spam at Slothazor. Like, I mean, I guess maybe you could take Jalis at Sabbatha to taunt the sappers, so you always get the bomb. But, like, in Wing 2, absolutely you should only ever use Malix. And, like, even still, I would just use it because I think the 10% to all stats is roughly the same as just hammers flying around. So, I mean, even just off that, it doesn't turn off. So if the hammers are turning off, like, Malix is definitely better. So I don't know.
Depends on the fight, and they're very close anyway.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, so Malix is literally no DPS. I don't think people realize that the elite skill pulses Torment, and it also gives you 10% to all stats. So unless
Isn't it
something's
about-
wrong, it's changed or I'm wrong, but
Isn't that about
like-
one stack of torment though?
yeah, I mean that's not the biggest deal. It's the stat bonus.
Malix is worse DPS than Shiro. How is that even possible? Because Shiro doesn't do anything except
Sure doesn't do anything.
the lifesteal. Well, I don't know. Be kind of
It's a
weird.
good one.
Doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, Ventarion Matthias. It's kind of like a third druid with the tablet.
Yeah, it's nice.
If you run staff druids, of course. You should don't run comedy druids. Yeah. The heal skill alone deals more damage than Malix? Really? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's like 6K.
But compared to the 10% stat increase, I don't know.
I'm actually gonna have to go and test that now because I don't know.
Well, the heal does
PvE.
6K, basically.
We're talking PvE, by the way.
Yeah.
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 This,
I think,
this
I think that's what it
this isn't PvP.
This isn't PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking about raids.
Yeah, raids.
I don't know why you would use Malix in PvP at all. Because Shiro is just better for literally everything. Like, you can teleport through floors and walls onto people. You can just
I think
super
Malix used to
speed.
be a thing in PvP as a Revenant for a while.
Yeah, it did when the resistance was like busted.
Exactly. Now it's not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
PvP elitists. Yeah,
Ah.
that's us.
But just imagine if you're in your raid, you've got another boon. You got permanent resistance on everyone because you just give it to the Chrono, and the Chrono spreads it around. That's 2% damage modifier for your Revenant as well. 2% DPS increase, guys. Amazing. Yeah. I think that's worth. But okay, ask us things, guys. If you've got anything to ask us, we will answer your questions. Otherwise, we'll just go and host someone, and they will enjoy it. Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah. If you want us to host anyone specific, then suggest someone. So yeah, there we go.
I'm trying to provoke this thing, but he's not having it.
What? Is it still there the whole time? Oh.
Should they
He
add a
might
new
be
class? No. They
No.
should not add a new class.
It would ruin my OCD. It would just ruin everything.
They have elite specs now anyway. I'm not going to add a new class.
Oh, there it is.
Ooh.
You see it?
Our 5th host.
What?
You can see it to
It's in my jacket.
a decent amount.
Oh. Your
Those
shirt
wooden
glider?
potatoes.
I just got here.
Just
What's
hanging out.
what's the
Oh,
rip?
yeah.
What's the rip NA about? Because NA got demolished in Pro League. That's why. Like usual, guys. Am I right?
And Nas is quitting forever.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well,
Is that
he
true?
No,
got
he's-
beat so hard he's quit the game.
He's not quitting forever. He was like, it's time for a break.
Oh.
Oh, fucking wrecked. Oh,
But in the same sentence, he was like, big plans with Guild Wars 2 and whatever. So he's not quit. He's just... It's time to relax. It's time to just step back and take a break.
Maybe I should become a pro PvP player on NA.
You should.
yeah, with Mad King runes.
What is Boots gonna play this time? Who the hell knows?
Doesn't matter what it is. It's always gonna have Mad King runes.
Let's see. What kind of skins should we get from achievements and stuff in game?
We're NA even in the World Championship. Yeah, 3 teams.
Yeah. I don't know. Just honestly stuff like the Matthias stuff. It's dank as hell. Have we talked about the leaked images? Well, you know, honestly, guys, it's not a good idea to talk about leaked shit. It's just not going to go well for anyone involved. Can we hope for ArenaNet reversing the nerf of cooldown reduction traits in the upcoming patch? Nope. That's not... Sorry, Ellies. That shit ain't coming back. And I want it to come back. But it's still not coming back.
What would ruin Ring of Fire for you guys? What would ruin it?
Hearts.
Shut up, Brazil!
What would ruin it? If the map was just not fun to play.
I'll let you know on Tuesday when I play it.
And that would... You know, that would feed into... If the hearts are kind of a failure, then that would ruin the map. That ruin the patch for me. If the hearts are not there to do what they're supposed to do, then yeah.
If I don't get the feeling of exploration on it, it would ruin it for me a little bit.
Yeah.
If it just kind of feels like Bloodstone Fen again.
Like a farm map, basically. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Can you post links? Yes, you can post links. Are there going to be balance changes next Tuesday? No, the balance changes will be on after the PvP season ends, which will probably be on the... So that will be... The season ends on the 3rd, so it will probably... The batch may be on the 4th. Wait, Brobo asked me a question. When will you upload Mystic Builds finals? You have to win another Mystic Builds before I upload them. There we go.
How do you guys feel about cancellation of legendary weapons? The same we felt months ago.
It sucks. But what are you gonna do, you know? What are you gonna do? Is script marriage always polygamy? I don't know. Ask Kevin. I don't know.
No, the script.
Dude, Squid get married?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
The important questions here, guys.
Yeah. Wait. Oh. When are you gonna have a Guild Wars 2 developer on your show and ask them hard questions? I'm not sure if they would
Never.
I'm not sure if
Yeah.
they want to. I mean, honestly,
They would never come on the show.
I mean, honestly, even Brazil is probably alright, but Inks is just a complete savage these days. You know, you should see him in Discord, guys. It's fucking crazy. He was there just in Pro League, you know, calling people trash, calling them out, just it was insane, man. It was just
I am the worst person to take to like any kind of sporting event. I'm that annoying guy who embarrasses you by screaming at the other team. Or even the team that I'm voting, even the team that I'm rooting for, I just scream at them every time they screw up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there will be another raid before the next expansion?
Yeah.
I hope so. I think so.
I think it will
Probably.
be within the next 2 months, 2 or 3 months.
I say 4 months.
4 months. So I'm pretty optimistic here. I'm gonna say 2.5 months from now. So like mid-late November is when I say the next raid is gonna be here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Sorry, I say 5 months.
Say 5 months. Nah, it's not gonna be 5 months. Come on.
I still think it's gonna be
November,
like
confirmed
January,
by Reddit.
February.
Yeah, fucking
Are
November.
Centaurs going to be the next playable race? What?
Centaur.
No.
No, that would.
Centaurs.
I don't think that would work. It's coming in 1 month.
I would play a Centaur.
Yeah. I
It's
think,
coming in 1 month.
Did you guys talk about how
if
you?
believe
Oh.
that crap.
Yeah, I don't fucking believe that shit. You can't. You fucking don't trust Reddit leaks. It's quite possibly bullshit. Yeah.
Will they add new weapon types with the expansion? No.
No, I don't think so.
I
don't
would
think-
love them to. I would love them to. But I don't know. I don't have faith that they can do that, really.
I think it's unlikely. Let's see, what else is this? Did you guys talk about how you felt about this PvP season, fun or not, versus the last? I don't think this season is as good as the previous one.
I haven't played it
fun
yet,
last
so I
season.
don't know.
I think the matchmaking it feels kind of rigged. A lot of the games are really stompy, and also there's just a lot of people playing Guardian, and it's just unfun to play against. It's just obnoxious. When there's multiple Dragon Hunters, it's just obnoxious. It's not overpowered. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's not overpowered. It's just annoying. And there's yeah.
Can we? Would it be really fun to just run, since there's so many Guardians running around, Dragon Hunters, to make a Dragon Hunter counter build and just run that, and go around destroying all Dragon Hunters? Just a pure counter to it.
I guess.
I think you should do that, Teapot. Next stream, do it.
That sounds like a Boots bad build.
Well, I mean, I have a pure counter to it. That's why I run in Stronghold sometimes. It just it only works in team fights though. So basically,
there you go. Bring a Minion Mancer with you.
So I have the Guardian build. It just runs all the Aegis traits and spams retaliation. And the way it works in Stronghold is a lot of the time, kind of noob teams, they'll send a Dragon Hunter over to kill the initial door breakers. I just put my Aegis down and just keep spamming the Aegis, and the Dragon Hunter instantly kills themselves by putting their spin trap down. They suicide immediately.
Is there a rune that gives retaliation to people around you, AoE?
There's absolutely no need to even have such a thing with this build. You put out so much Aegis, it doesn't matter. Because the Aegis turns into retaliation.
No, I
when
mean,
it
what I
ends.
mean to say is, like, would you be able to, instead of having it as the Guardian, put it, like, make it so that a Minion Mancer itself can put retaliation on all its minions?
I want to say no. I think retaliation is basically a Guardian thing.
Yeah.
You can do it with.
Well, I know.
You can kind of do it with Elementalist because you can, if you if you take Rune of Radiance and then have Powerful Aura, you'll actually share the Light Aura when you use your heal skill, and the Light Aura will give retaliation and stuff.
Yeah, but it would have to be a Necro, so forget that.
Yeah.
I guess just run a Necro with you. Instead of a Venom Share Minion Mancer duo, you could do the Retaliation Minion Mancer duo against Dragon Hunters.
It actually might be pretty strong, honestly, because of the way all the AoEs would work. That honestly might kind of work, but I don't think it's as good as other things. I think you might as well just run a normal Dragon Hunter.
Lock UK, check the QT site for what Warrior's using in PvE. Honestly, it's a great resource.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mesmer's retail
somebody
trade for
do us a
Phantasms.
favor
Yeah.
and post Quantify site again.
Yeah. Quantify, but we don't tolerate elitism here, Inks. We can't have that in the chat.
I tolerate it. I tolerate Brobo.
Yeah. And Brobo is an elitist. Oh yeah, to answer your previous question, when you stop being a toxic elitist, Brobo, I'll post the Mystic Builds final, okay?
It's not QT.com.
Don't you guys rip into QT all the time? No. Why would we rip into QT? They're really nice.
Yeah. Don't DDoS us.
It's just, please no DDoS Arena.
Yeah, please.
Oh, Bootsy, you want to see Bootsy Wootsy? You want to go to Teket's workshop. Wait, Vanzram is quitting Guild Wars 2 as well.
All of Astral Authority is quitting.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's actually really funny. I don't know.
Is he really? Did he really post something?
No, he's just
Time
saying
for a
just
break.
for a break. Yeah,
Oh.
time for a break.
I mean, of course. They're all
Oh
gonna take a
my
break.
fucking hell, Helseth is gonna love this. Holy shit.
I mean, they'll be back to Guild. I mean, they've all said they'll be back to Guild Wars 2. They're just taking a break. I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
No. I mean, they're traumatized after what happened to them. But no.
They had a plan. It's a shame. They had a plan going in. The plan just didn't work and ended not very well.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Just about wraps up, doesn't it? We finish on a
I think
nice bit
so.
of juicy PvP drama. So let's go host someone. I'm not sure who we should host, though, actually.
Let me take a look.
Go on, Boots. You tell me who to host. While
Last time it was a bit of a...
it was a bit of a clown fiesta.
Am I talking about
yeah.
ArenaNet or I'm talking about a PvP team, Astral Authority.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, I mean, Wooden Potatoes, it is a lot of people, so you don't want to host it, but it is apparently a pretty interesting thing. They're doing a 1v1 PvE tournament.
PvE?
Yeah, 1v1 PvE tournament.
Yeah, in the Guild Hall.
Oh. But Inks, who are you?
And then there's Nike.
That's what we
There's
need to know.
Nike.
Nike?
Okay, who else?
Inks,
you
who
love
are
it,
you?
one up.
Who are you, Inks? Come on, you have to tell us about yourself. While Boots finds someone else to host, you have to... Come on, advertise yourself. Come on. You want to get that YouTube money? You want to get that Twitch money?
I mean, yeah. I
don't
need
care
my
anymore?
$12 a month. Yeah. So YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. I need to get Twitch sorted out really badly. The one program I use is like not working at all for some reason. But anyway, MMO Inks on all of those. Should be content this week. I've actually been sick since Thursday. I'm still sick. So I haven't really done what I need to be doing, but yeah.
Well, okay.
More content soon.
More content soon. There we go.
Yeah.
And in the bottom left, the screen, Brazil, looking at his computer screen, doing something. Okay, that's terrifying. Yeah,
I mean,
who are you?
maybe-
What are you
Consequently,
doing?
I've almost finished this.
Yeah.
So-
What is it anyway?
Can we restart the show? Sure. We can
Just
restart the show.
start again? Are we just gonna go again? All right.
Yeah.
I'll give you another round. Give you one more round.
And this
Yeah.
time,
Welcome
you're
to
gonna
TeaTime.
subscribe, and I'm gonna watch you.
That's actually one of the more kind of subtle ones that people might not get actually. But I guess I kind of given it away by saying that. But yeah, go subscribe to Brazil as well. I don't know, or don't. I mean, you don't have to.
You do have
subscribe.
to.
Okay, you do actually.
You do. You do actually have to. It's not really an option.
Okay, Boots, have you decided who we should host?
Yeah, maybe Big Bad BGU, because it's raiding, but
Okay.
also he's playing Happy Tree Friends as his camera instead of his face.
That's cancer. I refuse. This is trash. How dare you, Boots? I need to have a look
Sorry.
at these people. But why don't you take, while I look at someone to host, why not explain about what you do on the internet?
You can find me at World of Enders on YouTube and also on Twitter, I think. And yeah, I make videos about Guild Wars 2 and sometimes other video games.